Okay, so my buddy Maggie here, who is about the cutest little mini red heeler or blue heeler I've ever seen, doesn't nudge for attention, but does come up and scratch at her guardians when she wants attention. Over here we have our little buddy, and you can shoot Ivy a little bit so people can see what Ivy looks like, is also a very cute dog. And she just jumps up into people's laps when she wants attention. So both of these situations, the dog is basically telling the human what to do. So if the human complies and pets the dog every time the dog does this, after a while this gives the dog the impression, hey, I must be in charge of these humans because I get to tell them what to do and they do it. Deck. I don't remember what the new word is. So I consider petting a dog our way of paying the dog. So if I pay the dog for doing what the dog wants to do, then the dog is not respecting me as an authority figure, and the dog is going to do whatever it wants to, and it's very transparent. I want attention, pet me. Or so I'm going to jump up and I'm going to scratch you, pet me, pet me, pet me, give me your attention. So every time we do that, we kind of send a message to the dog, you can tell the human what to do and the human will do it. Now we have a situation where we have two dogs that don't really have a lot of rules to begin with, and then now think that they can tell the humans what to do. So when the dogs have not as many rules, they can give the impression that they have the same authority as humans, and that causes them to be able to say, well, I'll listen to the human when I feel like it because we have the same authority, so listening is optional. But when dogs think that they have more authority than the human, they either sit higher than us, like on the back of the couch, which Ivy likes to do, or they tell us what to do when we do it, then that causes them to think that they are the authority figure themselves. And just like humans, the more responsibility we have, the more stress comes into our lives because now we're responsible for other people. Now, if you can imagine how stressful your life would be is if you're a parent and you have a child that's engaging in high-risk behavior. Because you feel almost like a failure as a parent. You can't protect your child 24/7. And so it's very, very, it fills you up with a lot of anxiety and frustration because you're worried that your daughter or son is going to get in trouble. Dogs, if they think that they're in charge of us and then we leave the house without them, they get overstressed because they're like, what if a border collie comes and takes her home with them? And what if a bulldog comes up and does this? So that, just like when we have a child, a baby, we're overprotective. We like plug up all the electrical outlets, we put rubber bands on the cupboards, because they don't know any better for themselves. And so we have to be more vigilant. This is a lot of times what happens with dogs is they think that they have more authority than us, and we're dumb. We don't listen, we don't follow their dog rules, so I have to be more preemptive. Somebody comes in the house, I gotta nip that repairman to let him know, I got my eyes on you, I'm paying attention, which is something that we've had happen here. So petting with a purpose allows us to pet our dogs and provide enough structure so that it helps the dogs start to see and identify us as an authority figure, as opposed to thinking that it is the authority figure over us. So that's kind of the quick little summary over petting with a purpose. And in a separate video, we're going to go through and show you how you can pet your dogs with a little structure that helps your dog develop respect for you as an authority figure.